And when faced with your own mortality, you do kind of remember that this life could end abruptly without warning at any moment. So I do have a new outlook on my life, and since in many ways I'm starting a new chapter, I thought I'd take a moment to just reintroduce myself to my subscribers who have been with me since the beginning, or who at least haven't unfollowed me. I've come to the conclusion that it's not trendy videos, controversial topics, challenges, whatever, that make a channel unique and survive the test of time. It's the creator. It's their raw, honest, and authentic perspectives that make their channel last. So this is the first video I've posted on here in a very long time. My channel has a history of giant gaps of nothing, and then a complete shift in direction, and then more nothing, and so on. But I think I've reached a point in life where I finally kind of know what the future is for this channel. So as you could tell by the title, I was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer this year, and that's kind of what prompted all the changes that you're going to see on this channel. Before I get into that, I have to take it back in time just for a second. So anyway, I left this very big, very cool, and very affordable apartment in Toronto. My entire life uprooted. I did feel a bit trapped, being way out here in the middle of nowhere again. And since rent is like 2 times or more than it used to be, I just couldn't afford to live on my own, and I just wanted to leave. And that's just the surface levels for the beginning of my descent into depression. But anyway, fast forward a couple of years, and I find myself now working my 4th job since moving here, because small town life. I found myself very depressed, angry, disappointed with myself, unhappy with my life in almost every way. I mean, seriously, I'm gay, single, 40, living with my mother, working a minimum wage job at a retail outlet. Walmart. I mean, how low could it get, really? But, and I was starting to feel like I was hitting rock bottom, and then I got diagnosed with cancer. So that was a nice little cherry on top. But a few months before that, on one particularly enraging day, as I pushed stacked shopping carts across the Walmart parking lot in the freezing rain with holes in my boots in the height of winter, I decided, fuck this bullshit, I am going back to school. It was the only way I could see myself ever getting out of this town and being able to afford to live on my own again, because OSAP would pay for school. I could live in a dorm room. So anyway, I applied and I got accepted into a 4-year graphic design program at Humber. And that would be like my way out, my way back into the world, and maybe propel my art or my life into a better, more artistic or creative job. But then again, after some persistent signs and symptoms I could not ignore, is when I got diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. It was colorectal cancer that had metastasized and spread to my liver. I'm not going to go through all the details of that journey, like what led me to the hospital, chemotherapy, side effects, my surgeries, my ostomy. I'm literally in the middle of a chemotherapy session as we speak. But I'd be happy to make a separate video of that if enough people are interested. So just leave a comment below if that's something that you'd like to hear about. Needless to say, I had to revoke my enrollment into that program for graphic design at Humber. And in the course of this year, I realized that I don't really want to be a graphic designer. I was just kind of running away, like I did when I was 20, and ran off to Toronto and eventually ended up in film school, chasing my dreams. But I've had a lot of time this year to reflect on my life, my art career, my long-term goals, and my future. You know, we often forget all the great things that we've done in life when we're feeling lost and directionless and depressed, as if like our life has no purpose or meaning. And it's kind of the curse of being a creative person too, always looking for that deeper meaning of our existence. I have so many passions and dreams and goals and things that I want to do and experience, and it would take 5 lifetimes to do it all. So we're kind of like forced to focus on just 1 or 2 things, and just things that matter the most. And if we're lucky, we find success in that. And when faced with your own mortality, you do kind of remember that this life could end abruptly without warning at any moment. So it kind of gives you a little kick in the ass. So I do have a new outlook on my life, and since in many ways I'm starting a new chapter, I thought I'd take a moment to just reintroduce myself to my subscribers who have been with me since the beginning, or who at least haven't unfollowed me in the years, but people that may have also just joined me through any one of the eras of my channel when I was making videos. So I joined YouTube during its first year, which officially launched in December 2005. So I've literally been a YouTuber since the beginning of YouTube. I know what you're thinking. Wow, you look great for your age. Thank you. I also just beat cancer. Anyway, I've always struggled with finding my voice on YouTube. I could never decide what I wanted my channel to be, who I wanted to be. I've reinvented myself and this channel so many times. At the moment, I know it only shows I have 33 videos, but I actually have about 117 videos uploaded. Most of them are just set to private, and over the years I've deleted probably 100 or so. Anyway, I haven't really made videos for several years, so the reason that I only have 33 public right now is because they're kind of like the most popular ones, and they're the ones that mostly aligned with what I wanted my channel to evolve into like last year. Which still doesn't really have a clear focus because I'm just trying to do too many things that aren't really related. But that's what I want to change, and I think I can see where this channel is headed now. Also, I am reading, just because if you're wondering why I'm not looking directly at the camera, I have a lot of stuff to get through. But this main channel of mine kind of began in the era of Shane Dawson. I don't know if you remember, but my first video, I think, was a reply to his viral I Have a Box video, where at the end he asks, "What's in your box?" And then everyone made a reply telling him what was in their box. If you know, you know. My channel then evolved into like a gay focused channel for a bit, as gay content was on the rise with coming out videos and a growing gay community online, having a space finally to share their stories and just connect with other gay people in a place that just never existed before, especially coming out of the 90s and with the rise of the internet. And then it slowly became more of like a filmy kind of channel where I tried to do some more artistic type film stuff, like recreating the shower scene from Psycho, which I filmed entirely by myself at like 2 a.m. I went to film school, so that makes sense. My most viewed video on this channel is actually my epic head shaving video, which is at about 90,000 views, but mostly because it got added to some gay head shaving video or fetish forum one time. But it has like a dramatic edit set to music that tells the story of a soldier kind of like getting ready to go to war, I guess. I don't know. It just kind of evolved naturally as I was filming and editing that one. Anyway, I later tried incorporating kind of like some movie reviews because I'm a big movie buff. This was way back before the modern day like reaction channel phenomenon that blew up during COVID. But I kind of sucked at that. My channel evolved again into a more art-focused channel because at the time I was doing more art and there were a lot of artists joining the platform. I also started posting about body image and naturism for a bit too, as I kind of entered a phase of my life where I stopped hating myself, my body, and frequently visited a naturism campground. Those are actually some of my most popular videos, obviously, because I'm naked in them, and the thumbnails. Some things on YouTube just never change. But those videos, they have substance too. So like I said, this channel has been a roller coaster of ideas, and for the past few years, it's been pretty uneventful. And of course, this year, I haven't even done much art because of my cancer and everything. So, but this wasn't my only YouTube channel either. So during the rise of the gay-themed content and the gay uprising of YouTube with gay vloggers and growing gay community, there was also an era of like the gay collab channel where like multiple YouTubers would share one channel and then each post a video on a specific day of the week with a specific title that they've all kind of set for the week. And they are very popular. I think the biggest one I remember was called 5 Gays a Week. They were like the OG gay collab channel and were around for a few years. I also subbed in for someone on another collab called the 3-Way Boys a couple of times, and I also made the channel intro for their channel. Then I auditioned for one and became a member of Next Door Boys, which is where I met Dan, with whom after a few months I co-created our own channel called A Gay Collab. That channel grew fast and was actually one of the largest on YouTube after a couple of the others shut down. And it's actually the reason my own personal channel, this one, grew to over 1,000 subscribers. So if any of you original subscribers of mine from the gay days are watching this now, hey, what's up? Nice to see you. It's been a while. But anyway, this was around the time that YouTube launched their partner program, so creators could actually earn ad revenue from their videos. But anyway, nothing lasts forever, and we too, after many revisions, new members, differences of opinions, and a lot of drama behind the scenes, I know, gays, drama, who would have thought? but we closed our channel as well. So it was the end of an era. The gay collabs also soon faded away. I don't think there's such a thing on YouTube anymore. But with the gay collab in my rearview mirror, along came Boney VFX, which was basically like a follow me on my journey to become a special effects makeup artist channel that I started in 2010 or 11. During the phase of my life where I wanted to be a special effects makeup artist and started up my own little side business. And that channel did exceptionally well very quickly, and it's still active on YouTube today, and it still gets views, even though I haven't posted anything in like a decade. I got to over 2,000 subscribers in just a few months with only a dozen videos, and currently it just has like, I don't know, 500,000 views, which in today's world is nothing, but back then, 1 million views was like astronomical. Like, if somebody got 1 million views on a video, that was just like, wow, they had made it. More than like half of those views, though, were from one specific video, which was my Freddy Krueger makeup tutorial. That still gets views to this day. So, and it's actually the most viewed video I've ever made on YouTube ever, and it only has 300,000 views in the past 10 years, or I guess 13 years or whatever, something like that. But anyway, after a few months of that, I got so burnt out and my videos were suffering because I never had the time to focus on them or the funds to improve them or get decent filming equipment and lighting. And I eventually just stopped making videos. It took like every spare moment of my life to maintain while working a full-time job. Planning and filming the makeup tutorials could take the entire week, then editing, uploading, planning weeks in advance, writing scripts, buying, and you know, it's a lot. This quickly became just unsustainable for me, so I guess I could have just downsized my workload, but I had a very clear vision for that channel. But anyway, that business itself kind of petered out anyway. The plans to become a special effects makeup artist in real life, not just for YouTube channels, or for the YouTube channel, but it got me one job on a music video shoot for some indie band that ended up getting canceled during post-production, but you know, at least I got paid for my film shoot work. That's always a good thing. But yeah, I'm always exploring new things. That's just who I am. Had I kept up that channel and that career path, no doubt it would have reached some high levels of YouTube stardom by now, earning me enough money to grow and live and sustain my life. And I could be famous right now. Who knows? Working for movies, you never know. But I had a couple of other channels too. One was just like a silly, fun, random, and a little more than slightly embarrassing channel I started with my best friend's oldest daughter, where we made these like really random, cringy, but like somehow totally appropriate videos to that era of YouTube, like this.
It's like I have no mouth.
Shut up. They're gonna hear us.
And this.
What the hell do we gotta do to get female subscribers? Female views? It's ridiculous.
All the single ladies.
And this.
Titanic was called the ship of dreams. I'm the king of the world. I'm gonna jump. No, you won't. Yes, I will.
Iceberg, straight ahead.
How's that connection?
You get the idea. And the other channel I created was for Boney Fiddle, which was a film production company that I was trying to build during my years after film school with my best friend. This again was a collection of random stuff from like behind the scenes, filmmaking stuff, prop making, sculpting, a home for the Boney Fiddle theater group, which it was the theater division that I created as well when I did wrote, directed, and produced a double bill theater production. One of which told the story that took place during the zombie apocalypse, which led me to start another side hustle business called Zombie Effects, which was a zombie rental service where people could rent our in-house zombies for parties, marketing, and corporate events. And we actually, if you can believe, got hired in the first month of promoting that and got paid by a big marketing company to appear at their annual Halloween office party. It was fantastic. We had different levels of rotting of the zombies. We had different price points, different packages you could get. It was amazing. But anyway, the on staff in-house makeup artist for Boney Fiddle was Sean George, which is a guy that I met during that single music video shoot that I got hired for. And he was also one of the makeup artists that did the zombies for my theater production, as well as the zombie actors. They were the ones that we used for the theater production and the zombie rentals. But anyway, I could talk about this forever, and I'm not going to do that. So the last one, I almost started another channel for the Art Nebula project, which was a live streaming art competition that I created, produced, and hosted back in 2018. But that ended up landing here on this channel, since this channel was like more art focused now. I'm not going to go into a lot of details on that though. You can check it out if you want. There's a playlist. The concept is great, but the production is not. I plan on resurrecting this project in the future with a totally new format, an actual budget beyond the $9,000 that I poured into that project myself out of pocket. A team of people, not running around doing everything myself. So there will be videos about that one day when that becomes a thing again. But anyway, I've been rambling on long enough. My God, what is the point of this trip down memory lane and a history lesson of my life on YouTube? I'm not entirely sure. This isn't exactly what I intended this video to be about, but I didn't mean for it to be this long, really. But it's appropriate as I venture forward on a new chapter of my life and reminisce on the past and see where I'm going with my art, with the art of this channel, which is really the heart of everything I do on this channel and any channel, really. At this midlife crisis / transitional phase of my life where 7 months ago I thought cancer might have killed me by now, I've had nothing but time to, like I said, reminisce on the past and plan for the future. So planning for my life post-cancer has been the primary focus this year and has seriously helped me stay positive, optimistic, and has motivated me to pull through all the treatments and fight to survive, especially since I was already so depressed before. I don't know how I did it. I guess just a sheer will to not let this beat me. But anyway, it's given me this new outlook on my life, and in some ways has really kicked me in the ass and forced me to make some big decisions and to stop making excuses for why I can't do this or why I can't do that on YouTube, and in my life and my art career. You know, I've always wanted to get a bachelor's degree in art. I know there's many people out there that say art degrees are useless, and that's their opinion. Do they have a degree? I'm sure some of them do and found it didn't propel them into success and financial bliss and thus believe it to be a waste of time and money, and higher education is just a big scam. And I'm sure there are many who have gotten an education and have thrived. It's all in how you look at it and what you want to get out of your education. Sure, having an art degree may not mean much in the grand scheme of things when it comes to finding employment or becoming wealthy or whatever. But for me, at this point in my life, with the countless resources of education online by other artists for a fee or even for free, I don't actually need to go to school. I want to. I want the structured learning schedule. I want to be exposed to new challenges with deadlines that have consequences if I give up or don't complete them. You know, I want to be surrounded by instructors, industry professionals, getting that one-on-one training, and other artists who share my passion. You know, I want to expose myself to a variety of new practices like ceramics and glass blowing, oil painting, and I want to learn more about art history besides just reading books myself. You know, I just, for the past 8 years, I've primarily done the same thing. You know, I've finger painting of animals. You know, that style has evolved over time. And especially since moving back to Muskoka, doubling down on this new style and entering the art scene up here, you know, I've done pretty well. I've sold many paintings. You know, my first year, I only made about $1,500 in sales. My third year, or by the time I got to my third year, I was up to over $7,000 in sales, which was just last year. This year, again, I didn't do much of anything because I've been fighting cancer. But if I keep at it, it can only grow from here. But I don't know. I'm not inspired by my art anymore. I'm getting bored very easily. It just feels kind of empty. It doesn't mean anything. I'm just painting animals over and over again. I just want something more from my life, and I need to go out into the world and explore myself and explore my art and just see what happens. Because I've never really veered away from finger painting animals or using acrylic. I mean, I shouldn't say never, but I have done some work with brushes recently. And they're usually more like horror film or TV themed. And they all live over at the horror market, which is a separate kind of division of my art business to keep my horror stuff and movie stuff separate from the animals. But I'm ready to grow and evolve and kind of take my career to the next level. But as I said in the beginning of this video, when I first decided to go back to school, it is also about wanting to get out of the small town again. And with things being so expensive, school is likely the only way this could happen right now. And why wait? Just go now. I want to live on my own again, have my own space, have my own art studio instead of just the room in the basement. Like, I want to get my Bachelor of Fine Arts and have the immense satisfaction of knowing that I accomplished it and thrusted my life into a new direction. I don't care what other people say about an art degree. I've been living in a pretty dark place lately, even before my cancer. And now that I'm on the home stretch to a full recovery, it's time I did something to turn my life around. Maybe even travel a little bit. Who knows? I did it once before with film school when I was 20, and bumming around this small town, the same small town, doing nothing but drinking and doing drugs. I just took off to the big city of Toronto with nothing but a U-Haul van and $4,000 in my pocket, literally. I lived on my own, I paid my own way, I put myself through film school. Did I become a rich and famous director? No. Did I get a job in the film industry at all? No. Did I spend the next decade working full-time paying off student loan debt? Yes. But do I regret it? Absolutely not. I'm very proud of myself for doing that, and my 20s were some of the best years of my life. Those experiences were worth every dollar that I spent and every struggle that I went through. So while I originally planned to go to school for graphic design, this past year has made me focus on what I really want, and that's to dive into my art 100%, master some fundamental skills and elements of being an artist, and stuff that I've never really learned before as a self-taught artist, grow my business and my brand, and at some point, maybe run my own art studio. And I really want to work on the Art Nebula project again and make that dream a reality. An annual live streaming reality show and competition for emerging artists to gain exposure, challenge themselves, and have fun along the way. And it's also for charity. I see huge potential for this project, and I have a completely new format planned. But again, that's a story for another time. So what's this channel going to be about? I think a more personal view of my journey forward. I'm not going to copy all the other art channels and do challenge videos and all the other trending formats that are being fed to the algorithms, that there's been done over and over and over again. I've come to realize that those types of videos, while totally fine to do, but they're just not really me, at least not me right now. I'm not saying I won't ever do a tour of my sketchbook, but first I would need to have a sketchbook full of drawings to show you. I've never really been one to draw in a sketchbook. What I've observed over the 20 years of being on YouTube is that trends, they come and go. We all know this. Channels grow, they evolve, they disappear all the time. Right now we're in a time where short form videos are running rampant and rotting brains all across the globe. Just mindless content feeding the algorithm for attention, views, and money. That is not what I want to do. I've spent years trying to find my voice on YouTube to fit in with the trend and create a YouTube persona. And when I look at the vast sea of YouTube videos that's out there and reflect back on my own channel over the years, I've come to the conclusion that it's not trendy videos, controversial topics, challenges, whatever, that make a channel unique and survive the test of time. It's the creator. It's their raw, honest, and authentic perspectives that make their channel last, not fake personalities and trends. They're gonna come and go like everything else. It's like pop culture, it's here 1 minute and then it's gone the next. So all these years of trying to find my voice, trying to do what others are doing, trying to be someone, I realized that I am someone. I don't need to be someone else. I don't need to put on a persona or a character for my videos. We're at a point in time where people just want to have a more personal connection. They want to have content that's honest and raw and authentic. I think we're all getting a little exhausted with the high-speed overconsumption of reels and mindless scrolling of what? Who knows? Do you even remember the last 10 reels you viewed or what they were about? Or who created them? That's my plan anyway. So my videos will be random. They're not going to follow the trends or some format or formula. They'll just be me evolving with you over the next chapter of my life, whatever that entails. Process videos, time lapses, vlogs, random commentary on some topics, video essays about stuff that piques my interests. When I go back to school, you can expect to see vlogs about that too. So I'm not putting too much pressure on myself and overwhelming myself with this channel by setting expectations and an upload schedule, like video every Friday or whatever. My focus is my art and my future. If you want to follow along, That is excellent. I am so happy to have you with me. But anyway, that is all for now. Thank you very much if you are still watching this very long-winded video. But yeah, that's it for today, guys. Until next time.